Just a fun little pain in my side. Okay, bam, bam. All right, the camera's on you, Owls. No. There we go. Now I get to put my shoes on while people flood in the chat. Darn diggly. Darn diggly. Darn diggity. Oh, man. What a day, huh? Kix, what up, bro? Hey, is my mic good, Kix? Can y'all hear me on the mic? Too loud, too quiet, just right? You guys let me know. We are mic'd up. Ugh. Mic'd up. Scent of the day, Del Mar, beautiful. Mike, what's going on? Mike is Krispy Kreme, all right. Scent of the day, Kix. Scent of the day, Jesse. Everybody, let me know what's good. We're getting cracking soon. We're just waiting for everybody to flood in. Remember, if y'all are in here, run those likes up. Gets all the trolls out of here early. You create the experience you want. I'm just tying my shoes because I'm an old fart. So you know my feet are going to hurt when y'all got me standing for an hour. Do we got our test strips? We do. Because we're going to be smelling some stuff tonight. I mean, we have to, right? Might have to pull out my second cell phone so we can not have to scroll on the chat here. I love it because if I want to talk from back here with this new mic setup, I could just stand back here, but it sounds like I'm right up in front of the camera. You guys can still hear me crispy when it's super far away, right? Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. You guys let me know. I think you like to be up close and personal with the collection, but that's just me. You guys let me know what y'all want tonight. Give your advice on freshies and how do you make them last longer. Take a shower, lotion, roll-on oils such as these. So take a shower, wash your butt. You could use unscented lotion or scented lotion, depends on if you're going for that complimentary look. Roll-on oils are a big help. Overspraying is a big help. All of that really helps. Audio is great, beautiful. Als, do you want to say hi to the camera? You want me to point the camera to you? No. Here, hide behind your monitor. No. Hide behind the monitor in 3, 2, 1. You better duck. I'm zooming in on you. Don't look up. Don't look up, baby. Almost got her, boys. We almost, oh, shoot. The stick came off. Pause. Who did he? Joel, what up? Jesse, I hope that answered your question. Let me know. Sentil said, is PDM Greenlee a good summer scent for that mass appeal? Because we really want that mass appeal. I guess I probably should have practiced that note, Als, before I tried to hit it. My voice just shut right off. The mass appeal. So he said, is that PDM Greenlee? Do the people love it? Here, I'm going to point the camera at you, Als. Hide behind your screen again in 3, 2, 1. Thank you. It's still on you. Is this that mass appeal scent that all the women are going to fall over?
I like it.
Here, tell the people. What do you think? No, my mic's right here. Don't smell my neck.
I like it. It smells good.
What does it smell like?
Kind of like pine fresh.
Pine fresh apple crisp. Hold on, let me flip the camera.
No more.
because we're looking for that mass appeal. I guess my wife says it's good, so if you want that mass appeal scentil, I think you got to go for it. Scent of the day, Summer Hammer. Huge pause, right, Alice? I mean, how's your fragrance going to be called the Summer Hammer? Kix is wearing Summer Hammer right now. He's on that Barquavius time. All right, don't forget, everybody, hit that thumbs up. Yes, the 3 dots right here or the 3 dots right here. Hit that like button or double tap the screen now. I think that works as well. Thank you so much for your advice. I'll take it. Yeah, I mean, when you're wearing a fresh fragrance, they're always going to wear lighter, airier, and brighter in most cases, but with fragrances like Versace Eros, this is an EDT that lasts forever. It's borderline nuclear, so that isn't always a black and white rule. By the way, there's 27 people in here. Hit the 3 dots here or the 3 dots here and like the video. What that does is it clears out all the random trolls from coming in here and trying to not get sniped. But yeah, EDTs are always typically going to wear light for the most part. Unless you're dealing with sweetness and other things like that, they can typically get some push under them. So you got to have proper hygiene. You got to wash your butt crack and really get in there, you know, exfoliate that skin. Wear an unscented or scented lotion, roll-ons, not both at the same time, either or, and overspray. You might choke yourself out when you overspray, but if you go outside and let it settle down for like a minute or two, you'll be glad you oversprayed, because that sometimes can be the difference between a fragrance lasting 2-3 hours or 5-6 hours. What do you think of Latafa Kamra Kawa Dukhan? In my experience, I personally think Kamrakawa is the best. I see men in the 30-year-old bracket really gravitate towards Dukhan, and I see kids 25 and down really gravitate towards OG Kamra. That's not exclusive to age, but that's been my experience surveying at least 100 people on what their best Kamra is. I think the bottom line is all Kamras are great. You got to decide which one you enjoy. Kix said, stop hiding. She's hiding, tell her she can't be shy. Well, no, she can be shy, and she will, whether we say or not. Professor says, in my opinion, homage purpose. Okay. Go IU. Just had to say I'm in Indiana. Oh, beautiful. What up, Lee? Always good to see you, my player partner. Zhao says, what up, Zhao? Good to see you, my brother. Summer Hammer, Lorenzo Pizzaglia. No, you got to say Summer Hammer by Kix Griffey. Got me a decan of Royal Oud. Gosh, I love me some Royal Oud. Scent Bubble says, what's good, man? How's your wife feel about Gucci Guilty Elixir? Well, you know what that means, Als. I can just tell that people are going to want you to be a staple of my stream. So unfortunately, since you decided to get your office set up in my office temporarily, go ahead and duck your head. There we go. Now, I'm going to have you tell these little boys out there, oh shoot, what you think about this bad boy right here. I want some of your coffee. Oh my gosh. What do you think about that right there? Hold on, tell him in the mic, what do you think?
It smells powdery.
That means bad, guys. But you like
it's not bad.
But you like the Must Therapy though, the white one.
Yeah, but this doesn't.
Let it sit down.
Bad.
She said not bad, guys. Don't wear it. Okay. Yeah, see, the camera's still on you, by the way. See, she's a big fan of this, which to me is basically the same thing. It's just a little bit sweeter, that Initio Musk Therapy DNA. Look at that shine. I mean, that'll sell a bottle any day of the week, right? Looks like some Game of Thrones stuff. So she really likes this one. Camera's still on you, babe. Your mind hasn't changed, right? She said, that's real tasty. She said she wants my number, guys. We're in there. We're in there tonight. Yeah, I've had your number for a while. Lucky me. Okay. So, have you tried Oriflame perfume? Their citrus tonic scent. Their citrus tonic scent-wise is awesome, but the performance is meh. Any brand similar to that scent profile? I don't really know Centil because I'm not really familiar with that house. In fact, I feel like I've heard of every perfume house, and Oriflame does not ring a bell to me as of late. So I've screenshotted your question and I will get into Oriflame in 2026. What's good, SB? What's good, Dream? Good to see you, brother. Ask her what she thinks of your fragrance in the making with the orange juice. Is she worthy of this, though? That's the question. Is she worthy of critiquing my talent, guys? Gosh, they're putting pressure on me, Alice. The camera's not on you. Well, see, she knows when I put one spray into the air of this, she's got to duck for cover because it's not nuclear, but it's nuclear. I might just be able to wave it from here and hit you with some Wi-Fi signal. The fragrance I'm working on. Guys, I'm a little intimidated by that question. We're going to hold off on her. My wife's a Nazi critic. Ask her, oh, probably not for high heat. Probably not. Y'all still ain't got that glorious oud. In person, the bottle looks even better, and this bad boy pushes. It pushes like a dream, boys. Oh my gosh. It pushes like a dream. By the way, I will be dropping Love at First Sniff this week. So I will be showing you guys probably, I don't like big lists because I like to do part 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. By the way, there's 19. Okay, we gotta stop right now. Before I start catching up on chat, there is 19 people in here and 12 likes. I'm gonna pull my cell phone out, my other cell phone right here, and I'm not getting back on camera unless there's at least 15 likes because this is almost disrespectful. How is there 19 people in here and only, what, 11 likes? Okay. I'm just seeing if you guys are keeping it thorough with me. Like, you guys don't realize I only go live if people are, showing love. And if you're not showing love, babe, I went to a concert one time. It's one of my favorite groups, Hieroglyphics. And this stuck with me. He said, everybody make some noise. And there was like 3 people. And it was like 300 people there. And then he goes, hey, listen up, you feel me? What's the opposite of love? And everyone was like, hey. And he was like, so if you ain't showing love, what you showing me? And they're like, hey, and that stuck with me because that's true. So listen, if y'all are hanging out, show some love. Because if you're hanging out, that means you're getting value. Or you're here to troll me, so you won't be here that long. But show the love. Like, let people know you were here. Let me know my presence is wanted for this value. And then I stay around and I keep coming back better and better. What does your wife think of tres oros? All right, Alice, this is the last question I'm going to ask you. They want to see you. I know they do. Little teenagers. Put your head down. 3, 2, 1. Bam. Okay. They're like, oh, I got to see SB's girl, baby. Right now, all they see is your forehead. Your best quality. All right. What do you think about tres oros? Oh yeah, woe is the right word. I wore that when we went to the Phoenician. Honey, banana, plátano,
Yeah, it's sweet. I don't
brown,
remember it smelling like that on you.
azúcar de brownie.
Didn't you put this on me one time?
How do you say pineapple in Spanish? Pineapple?
No, I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember it smelling like that.
Yeah, well, now that it's smelling like that, what do you think? No, I don't. The mic's right here. You got to give feedback.
It smells way fruitier than I remember.
So you're saying I'm fruity?
Right now, yeah.
Well, it's a test strip on skin.
Yeah,
you know,
it
it makes
smells way
you know,
different on skin.
yeah, on skin
It
it's
smells good on skin.
on skin it's like jumping out the.
I'm not a fan of it on
Okay, don't put it on the test strip. Put it on your skin, boys. Okay. No more. What does your wife think? You know, what roller skates does your wife like to skip around in the house when she's wearing? You know, like, come on, guys. What's up, everyone? Scent of the day, Vetiver Extraordinaire by Frederic Mal. Beautiful, Antonio. That fragrance is dry and intense. I almost put it on the same caliber as Sultan Vetiver from Nichane, but that fragrance is even double or triple the potency of Vetiver Extraordinaire. Who donoed me? Y'all wait till I get to the bottom of that dono. Who the heck donoed me? What up, Gems? Good to see you, brother. How many sprays of Royal Oud? 100. Because if I'm wearing Royal Oud, my skin sucks that thing up like SpongeBob SquarePants. So I got to load up on it. And I don't have that much of it. I probably got, what, like a 10, 15 mil of Royal Oud. So, like, basically, if a hit gets put out and I got to go put in some pain, I'm going to go hire a limo and a getaway car. Then I'm going to put like 20 sprays of it. No, I'm going to do like 10, 15 sprays, real spit. You were supposed to go on, oh, Gems was supposed to go live today. 17 likes, SB, I appreciate you. I don't know why people didn't hit that like button. I mean, it's laziness. I realize it's not, people don't choose to not support because they feel a type of way about you. They choose not to support because they're lazy. They know it's easy to hit that like button. You know, it'd be different if I was asking you to share and say my name. But hitting the like button is just, it's just laziness. You know, we're all tired after a long day. We're all old farts. And we just don't think that liking the video is going to impact, you know, the content creator, which, by the way, we just picked this up. Don't hate on me, guys. Listen, you guys know I have a high, what's the word? I have a high criticism level of perfumery. And so with that being said, when I hold this fragrance up to the camera, you're going to be shocked because it doesn't follow the standards of a lot of my fragrances. This, to me, functions more as a collector piece, an art piece, an icon of where fragrance can go when it's not about practicality, but more about artistic expression. And so when I'm shopping down that taste palette, I'm not looking for a fragrance to wear. I'm looking for a fragrance to experience outside of the normal places I want to experience fragrance. That's the best way I can explain it. With that being said, we have A City on Fire by Imaginary Authors. And my wife, as soon as I said the name, she knows. She said, oh, ah. But I'm not going to spray it. I mean, it's no joke. But I had to have it. I got it for a steal. It's a very iconic piece in when, okay, Alice, I see your face. Good evening, my man. I got Amouage Reflection Man as my first Amouage. I got this as my second Amouage. Good old Enclave. I was rocking this last week. I mean, I think This is one of those fragrances that you cannot wear it a lot because it's like a double-edged sword. It's like when you first smell it, you'll be very intrigued by it, but you might not know of the utility of it. The compliment factor is surprisingly high, but then if you wear it too much, it's so much of a vibe you can get really tired of it quickly. You bust this out though, maybe like once every other week, when it's really cold out, maybe once a week, and it'll just put you in a zone. It's where therapy meets bold uniqueness. Okay, which homage should I decant next? I don't like to guide people towards a particular homage. Homage is, so far, I've tried many homages, and I have to say that no two people like the same homages if you were to take their top 10. They're such a creative, such a dense, such a creative house that me telling you what you should get, even if you knew me personally, it would not guide you to a fragrance that you would fall in love with. It would be truly a crapshoot. The best fragrance I can recommend from Homage is a massive discovery set. Have you smelled Sospiro Padrino? Do you think it's worth the 200? Haven't smelled it. I haven't. We did get a 24 case. Actually, I had some other stuff come in. Mind Games Checkmate, Gardez Muy. These are just stuff where I've smelled these before, but I wanted to start reviewing the entire Mind Games house, and it's been about 6 months to a year since I've went through the entire line, and I don't feel like I don't want to tell you what Mind Games smells like from memory, so I got all of them again so I could re-walk through that house with a fresh nose. But we did get this 24 pack of Tiziana Terenzi Halle, and which is kind of similar to like Jardin Exclusive kind of level from Mancera. A little more elegant to me, a little more complex, but we've got a 24 case of it. So this will be incorporated as well as some Goldfield and Banks. I think we got like a 12 pack of Pacific Rock Moss. So we'll be handing those. I mean, the giveaway at 5K is going to be nuts. I know you guys think I was quite creative with the last one. 5K is going to be stupid. Antonio Hobson with the $5 dono says, for all the good content, new here, can see the real in you. Hey, brother, I don't know why more people didn't thumbs that up, but I'm thumbsing it up and I'm liking it. Really appreciate you so much for the dono. And thank you for taking the time to give the feedback in the kind words, because it helps direct my sale in terms of how I've been making my choices on what content I want to share with you guys. For those of you guys who are new or don't know, the channel just completely switched to 4K, which means all content moving forward will actually be in 6K, but downscaled to 4K. And so the first 5 or 10 videos you guys will see, I am tweaking settings in my setup. So even now, the videos that drop today aren't in the full extent of what my camera can do, because I'm learning my camera in real time and modifying how to move to true 4K across the board streaming. But by the time you get to video 10, I think in the vault I have 50 reviews loaded up. But after about video 10, I really dialed in all my settings and transitions. You guys will see some new introductions, some new transitions, and I'll also be dropping a best fragrances of 2025 as well at the end of this week. And I've got some really dope news to announce as well. But Antonio, thank you so much, brother. Can't thank you enough, not only for the kind words, but for the dono. You guys should have upvoted him for doing that, because that was very selfless of him. James says, sent for money, the best smells are free. I don't know what poetry class you just got out of, but you might have to send me an email elaborating on that quote. I don't get it. I like to, babe, do you understand that? Bro said, scent for money, the best smells are free. Is that a haiku? Which author did that? Was that Dr. Seuss or is... See, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got to get sound effects on my lives, guys. Thank you, Professor. Scent of the day, Alpine Ohm Sport blended with Mont Blanc Legend EDP, that Alpine Ohm. Okay, I see you. Michael, did I recommend Alpine Sport to you, bro? I forget, man. We've been together for so long. Extra pause. SB, what do you think about BDK Grease Charnel? I'm gonna be real with you guys. See, I almost bought a 24 case of Grease Charnel just for you guys because so many people buy Liam Gray and Jazz Club, which to me is, they're the same thing to me. And almost none of you guys really smell the real Grease Charnel, let alone the Extrait. And it's such a fine line unisex fragrance, meaning it's not just feminine leaning, but it's also so occasion based. Like you can really look out of place rocking that fragrance because it's such a personality piece that if the occasion doesn't fit for that type of expression, you can really, I don't know what you'll look like, but you'll look away that I think probably is not what you would intend. So I almost got a 24 case just to let 24 people on the channel smell it because it's truly a unique scent. It's unisex but feminine leaning, and even the Extrait has, a lot of people prefer the Extrait. What do I think personally? I don't like Grease Charnel by itself. I think the Extrait is the best version of Grease Charnel. I don't like the approach of getting the clones because even though the clones do a very good job getting in the realm of that 90+%, I feel like the real beauty of Grease Charnel is what the niche perfumery did with the textures of that scent. And I think without those textures, it feels even more juvenile and less beautiful than, it just walks a fine line. So when you walk a fine line as a fragrance, you want all of the quality enhancements that come with it, or it just feels weird in that unisex bubble that it walks in. So even though I recommend Liam Gray, my layering book has Liam Gray featured in it. Jazz Club is a decent scent. I don't wear those fragrances individually. Now, one thing I will, the only thing I would probably wear individually is Grease Charnel Extrait, extremely selectively. The performance is stellar. So what I would do is buy maybe 10 ml of Grease Charnel Extrait, and I would wear it very circumstantially as a signature scent once in a blue moon. But if I'm wearing OG Grease Charnel, Liam Gray, or Jazz Club, I would have to layer them. And so far, one of my favorite layers with that scent, and the goal with my layering is to duff out the sweetness and duff out the heavy emphasis on florals. I like to combine Grease Charnel's DNA with either Tom Ford's Oud Wood or Tom Ford's Tobacco Oud. And when you do that, it's absolutely magical. I wear it during Thanksgiving. I didn't wear it this Thanksgiving, but it is absolutely incredible. It masculinizes the scent profile way more and gives it a richness outside of its floral emphasis that I think it really needed. So yeah, thank you for your question, Bree. But I think for a woman, regular Grease Charnel and or OG Grease Charnel and Grease Charnel Extrait are phenomenal on a woman. I just think with men, for me in particular, I have to wear it a certain way for it to really rock with it. What's your favorite homage so far? You know, with homage, I don't really have a favorite so far. and I've gone through most of the house about 3-4 times now over the course of the last 2 years. Amouage fragrances, the hard thing about Amouage is they're such vibes, and in the vibe lane, they're so complex and so dense. Nothing is very easygoing. I mean, even when you look at the Reflection Mans and things like that, the Reflection 45s and whatnot, even when they're simpler, they are dense and head scratching and peculiar. And so because of that, I can't think of a Amouage that I would just wear all the dang time. And the ones that people do say they wear all the time, I'm not fans of. For instance, Reflection Man. So all of my Amouages that I enjoy typically are circumstantial pieces. Now, with that being said, in the fougere category, I do really enjoy me some Epic Man, Beach Hut Man, Bracken Man. I know I'm missing one other fougere, but that line, those fragrances, Bracken, Epic, Beach, Meander, those I can wear those more frequently, but even in the upscale, masculine, semi-formal space that they walk in, they're still head scratchy and peculiar. Like they're not very easy to digest. So I don't like to wear those often. Even in the upscale, casual, semi-formal bubble, they feel exclusive. They feel meant to be special. Now, granted, there are people that absolutely love the House of Amouage. It fits their personality, and so they can wear a lot of Amouage. But those are people who decisively choose to step in a space that I feel most people would look at from the outside and be like, oh, he's different, you know, not, oh, that just smells really great. I don't think Amouage is the type of house like that. So I hope that answers your question. How long does Mephisto last and how many sprays do you do? Well, I mean, a lot of people compare Mephisto to Silver Mountain Water. I like to kind of overspray a fragrance like that, 6 to 10, depending on if I'm indoors or outdoors and what season, even though I wear it all 4 seasons. But yeah, I'm typically sitting around 6 to 10 sprays. In Arizona, it's super hot, you know, 100+ degree weather most of the year. So I'm hitting closer to 10, but this time of year, I can get away with 4 to 6 just being completely cool. And if I'm gonna be indoors, 3 to 4. I'm not even tripping if I'm indoors. But if I'm outside, the elements destroy fragrances out here and my skin absorbs fragrances like a sponge. Okay, I need a vanilla and almond scent like Pegasus. What would you recommend? Pegasus. And if Pegasus was too much for you, try Pegasus Exclusive. And if that's too much for you, dial it down to Initio's Musk Therapy. And if that was too much for you, go down to Lalique White. Or sorry, Lalique White and Black. You can get that for about $25, 100 ml. One announcement to you guys, hopefully a lot of my degular subs are in here. When I launch my membership tier, I'm gonna open up all of my vendors, friends, family, and resources that I find the cheapest deals on niche and designer fragrances. So you guys will have the ability to know, and what I'll do to kind of sell it so you guys see the value in it is I'll show you a number of fragrances from my collection and what I paid for it and where I paid for it from, and let you guys see that I'm getting some of the lowest prices of all time on everything from vintage to designer to niche. I'm getting some absolutely ridiculous deals. I'll give you guys an example. This is all authentic Tiziana Terenzi, basically straight from an authorized dealer. And these are just 2 mLs, right? 24 pack, I think I paid $20 for 24 2 mLs of Tiziana Terenzi. That's unheard of. You could probably sell one for 10 to 20 bucks, just one of them. So the membership tier is going to be very exciting because I'm going to show people how to get maximum value out of their buying experience. That'll be just one side of things, but let's see. I'm catching up, baby. I'm catching up. Bulgari Tigar or Suspiro Vibrato. I'm going to be honest, if you're paying retail, neither. I would recommend Kajal 3. That's this bad boy. Kajal 3 is the same fragrance as, see, Tigar, Suspiro Vibrato, and Kajal 3 are very close fragrances to one another. They're virtually all Tigar. And they showcase the Tigar DNA slightly differently. Some are juicier, some are richer, some are more toned down, some are brighter. But they're all three, to me, in my evaluation, basically the same fragrance. You would never own one, more than one of those three. Once you have one, you have them all. And you can get Kajal 3 as low as $110 for 100 mil. So I don't think you'll ever find Tigar that low. And I sure as heck don't think you'll ever find Suspiro Vibrato that low. The lowest I've seen it from my connects is about 150, and I think online the cheapest you'll see Suspiro Vibrato in 100 mil quantity is probably somewhere between $150 and $200. So to me, because they're all three the same quality, same texture, just slightly different personality, but essentially the same fragrance, I'm paying the 110 for Kajal 3 all day long. So hopefully that helps you out. A lot of people don't hear about Kajal 3 as much because of the name recognition of Tigar. I feel like Suspiro Vibrato in a lot of ways functions like a clone does because most people can't afford Bulgari Tigar and don't get it cheap enough. And so a lot of people come into the game saying how much Suspiro Vibrato is better because on the discount market, you can get it a lot cheaper than Bulgari Tigar. And so that kind of became the escape route of people who wanted Tigar and could still buy a niche fragrance that they could afford. But if you've ever smelled Kajal 3, this will scratch every itch you've ever had with the Tigar DNA. And I think if you want to go cheaper than this, you have to go Afnan Tarathi Blue for 20 or 30 bucks. Extremely functional, realistic, everyday dumb reach. But if you want a niche upgrade to step into Bulgari territory, I don't think you need to reach for the stars and get Bulgari or Vibrato. Kajal 3 will suffice, and there's no lack in quality. This is extremely handcrafted and well made, and I just really enjoy it. It's got unstoppable performance as well. And it looks cooler. I mean, I've never been a fan of Suspiro's bottle presentation. The whole crushed velvet, even on Xerjoff's fragrances like Opera and all those, I've always hated the faux, fake Austin Powers 1 frilly lace Corvette crushed leather look. That is just terrible to me. I've never seen it done well in perfumery, and so that automatically cuts Vibrato out of the picture for me and takes it down to Tigar and Kajal, and Kajal beats Tigar bottle presentation any day of the week. Bulgari Tigar's bottle looks like a giant. Do you know, Alice?
Huh? I wasn't listening.
Bulgari Tigar's bottle looks like a giant. Yeah, yeah, it does. You can Google it if you want.
I don't even know how to spell that.
Yeah, me either. Fragrance World Francisque 63 is my favorite clone of Gris Charnel. It's in between the OG and the Extrait. You guys can trust Joel. He spends a lot of careful time and attention. Just bought La Ligue Pour Homme today. Cop 2 new polos too. It's up. Yes, it is, Sean. Gris Charnel is not full bottle worthy to me, but the Extrait is another story. Hey, let the brethren speak. I don't even need to speak. Finna bump some Frank Sinatra in the car when it delivers. Hey, that's not bad. You know what you should bump though? You wanna get into OG territory? Bump Sade Lovers Rock album. And you just tell me if that fits the vibe a little bit better. Everything I get is because of your "yes, it's a banger" quote. Do we need to put "yes, it's a banger" on a shirt, guys? I even have an extra 2 bottles of Sahib Intense. Oh man. Well, thank you, Michael. I appreciate the kind words. You guys know I won't tell you to go get something unless I have it. I'm not a big fan of, and I constantly remove fragrances from my collection that just don't fit the bill. I'm trying to build a top 100 fragrances curation in my library. So the only way I can get another fragrance is if it beats out one of the top 100. I'm trying to move to that right now. Do you have a ballpark estimate on how much the memberships will be? No, I'm sorry. The only thing I can guarantee is that I will dollar break down the value that's being offered in the membership tier. And I promise you, the dollar amount of value that I will provide with each tier will be at minimum at least 5 times more value than the asking price of the membership. And affordability is number one in my mind, but also exclusivity. I don't want tons of people in my membership group. I can't manage it, and it doesn't make it feel as special. I want it to kind of be a revolving door of exclusivity where only people that really feel like they need the value that I'm offering are a part of it. I don't want kind of like a social club of just my friends. I don't want, there's no point, since you guys are already my subscribers, to make a membership tier that's just all my subscribers. So basically meaning I don't want it so cheap that everybody who's a sub just joins in it. I don't need the money. So there's got to be exclusivity, but I promise you, whatever the price is set to, I will offer 5 times the value within it. So it's you can't say no to it unless it's just not practical for you in terms of the value I'm offering. By the way, have you tried less popular Creed fragrances, such as? And will it be tiered like bronze, silver, gold? When I first come out with membership tier, there will be 2 tiers, kind of a, everything I want to offer will be in the first tier. And the only difference between the first tier and the second tier is the second tier that will be more expensive. I will send out monthly decant packs of anything from my collection, and people will get to choose. And then they'll also get a private Discord that they can speak to me directly once a week. So that'll be the only difference between the two. Is you pay more money, you get more direct access to me, and you also get access to my fragrance collection. So that'll be the only difference. The bottom tier will have everything that I actually want to give people. Was going to say, SB, good looking out on the Lalique Ombre Noir deal. Picked that up last week. Hey, Bree, I deal in total transparency. So please, when you get that fragrance, please let me know if you enjoy it. I think you bought it for your man, so please let me know if he enjoys it, if you enjoy it. I have no offense if you don't enjoy it. I have yet to have somebody tell me that they didn't appreciate one of my recommendations. I did have a guy one time since I've started the YouTube channel say that a fragrance I recommended for him was a little bit much sweet for him, even though he still enjoyed it. But I've never had somebody say I've had a bad recommendation. So I want, I'm almost looking for somebody to not like my recommendation, but please let me know honestly if you enjoy it when you get it. I'm really excited to see your opinion on it. Have you ever tried Aaron Terrence Hughes Hard Candy Elixir? I see that a 10 ml is 120, kind of steep. Aaron Terrence Hughes, you will never really get a good deal on his juice, because even when you get a good deal, it's still more expensive per mil than just about anything out there. But in my experience, Aaron's fragrances always deliver. Even if you don't like the fragrance, it's got complexity, it's got detail, it's got a ton of refinement, and it lasts forever. Now, I have hard candy. Do I think you need the elixir? Absolutely not. Original Hard Candy from Aaron Terrence Hughes is a 10-hour plus nuclear fragrance. So if it saves you some money to go with the non-elixir, then that's my recommendation. What was a fragrance that you bought that was so bad you felt like your pockets were personally robbed? Latafa Atlas. Yeah, play that album, Sean. That album front to back is killer. Lovers Rock by Sade, S-A-D-E. Best idea. Oh, I got to the bottom of the list. Something similar to the monthly box, similar to Perfume Guy. Yeah, but see, I don't know how familiar you are with fragrance or Perfume Guy's setup, but like his monthly fragrance box is like 50 to 100 bucks. I think there's 2 or 3 tiers of that box. And I know for a fact right now with where the channel is, not many people would pay me 50 to 100 bucks to get decants. So, and that's not even membership stuff. That's just off the perfumes. I don't think I'm at the level yet to exercise that, but we're going to deal much more on a small scale to where people can actually pick, which is why I want a really exclusive group. Like, I'm going to be real with you guys. On the upper tier of the membership, I don't want more than 20, 30 people involved in it. And then in the bottom tier, I'll probably open it up to 30 to 50 and I'll hard cap cut it off. And so I want people to kind of get in and get out. I don't want it to be a year-round thing unless people are in the higher tier. I've spent a year and a half creating my membership tiers. And so it's very well thought out. And the last thing I thought about was the price. I've been focusing only on all the value I can bring to it so that it's completely a different experience than everybody else. Neroli Sauvage, Arolfa. I've smelled Arolfa, I've smelled Spice and Wood. I haven't smelled the Amalfi or the Neroli Sauvage. Haven't smelled those. I think I have Neroli Sauvage coming in this week, actually. So I'll let you know how I feel about it. Have you tried Creed Himalaya? Yes, I have. It's a good fragrance. I mean, I don't think it's special, but it smells really good. Smooth Operator from Sade is my favorite. Joel, that's so white of you to say. Smooth Operator is like the only song you'll hear when you were watching like music TV, you know, BET or MTV growing up. Smooth Operator. Sing it, babe. Sing it. They want to hear it. I just want to gyrate. Smooth Operator. How was Spice and Wood? Pause. Really good. Really good. I don't think it was special, but it smells really good. That's like that guy when I was on that business call and he said, yeah, you know, I'm always down in Arizona. I stay in Tempe. Oh, yeah? Let me guess, you watch the Phoenix Suns too? It looks like we're getting to the end of the road, guys. I appreciate it. You're going to send me to bed early tonight. Do you think designers are worth it anymore if they're a niche at similar prices and clones at a fraction of the cost? Well, Mike, clones are no longer at a fraction of cost of the designers. The only odd space that fragrances sit in right now is 2 categories. One is open day, the first couple months of a release. So like for instance, when Dior 2025 came out, it retailed at over $300. When Bleu de Chanel exclusive came out, it was over $300. So that's a scenario no one's buying designer, right? But 4 to 6 months down the road, when it knocks down to the $100 to $150 price point, it'll normalize. So I don't like the release date of designers because they'll always be super inflated because retail stores take a huge percent cut just to put designers on the shelf. So that's annoying. And then the other bracket is fragrances like this that are completely delusional that charge $500 retail for one bottle. That's delusional. So those two categories of fragrance will always, it'll be interesting to see how that changes. But clone prices now are just about at designer prices. And a lot of designer prices that have been out for a while are starting to come down to more upper tier clone prices. So there will always be a necessity for designers. And not only that, guys, but I know you guys think you've smelled every designer fragrance, but it's just not true. Like, go to a Sephora, you're gonna find, you know, Ralph Lauren, Dior, Gucci, Givenchy, Marc Jacobs, YSL, you know, all the celebrity fragrances, you know, Chanel, right? Even when you've smelled all of those lines have their own private line. So Dior has a private line, and I know none of you guys have smelled all the private line. Mont Blanc has a private line. None of you guys have smelled all their private line. Gucci has a private line. Chanel has like over 30 to 50 fragrances of a private line. Tom Ford has a massive private line. So, and those are designer fragrance houses. Everybody's going into a Sephora and saying, okay, I've smelled everything. There is probably 10 to 15 times more designer fragrances you've never heard of from the same houses that are out there that you guys haven't put your nose to because you don't typically shop at Neiman Marcus or Bloomingdale's or Saks and Fifth or an upper tier store, you know, like the Gucci store or Louis V store. So no, designer fragrances won't go away. There will just be a massive market for cheapie heads and clone heads, but the designer market will always exist. They might have to get more creative, but the thing that designer houses have that clone houses and niche houses don't is stable financials. So like, you guys might say something like, well, Tom Fords don't sell that much anymore. It doesn't matter because majority of their financials come in from suits and socks and ties and shirts. They're already financially stable. So the fact that they're in fragrances doesn't really break the books if a certain release doesn't sell. Armaf can't really do that. Lattafa can't really do that. Fragrance World can't really do that, which is why they release so many fragrances, because they need it to succeed. They need the financials to keep everything afloat. So their approach is quantity over quality. But the designer houses, they can have bad releases. They can release a couple fragrances or one fragrance a year. They're still selling socks, shoes, pants, and handbags. They're going to be just fine. So the designer houses never rely on their profit from fragrances to stay alive as a brand. So they will never go away. Is it similar to, let's see, I must have missed some stuff. Is Armaf Hunter a safe blind buy? Let me remind myself. I truly think that in 2026, you should never have to pay more than like $10 for Armaf Hunter. There's just so many people trying to get rid of it. It's so old in terms of name recognition today. I still think you should watch my video today on Fragrance World's Savage Parfum. It's better than this. But this is still a decent fragrance. It's not 1-to-1 Sauvage, but it's about 80%. It's kind of like a Sauvage EDT with a little bit of Invictus under it. Still a good fragrance, still solid. Maybe we'll give this away for the 5K givey. Maybe we'll give away a bottle of Armaf Hunter. Video request for best pickups. Let me screenshot that. Okay. Video requests for your best pickups, suggestions from each perfume genre like blue, fougere, leather, tobacco, freshie. Okay. Thank you, Eddie. I just screenshotted that. I'm looking for a signature perfume. Anil, give me your age, gender, and what part of the country you live in, and I'll give you a couple. Thoughts on Ex Nihilo Santal Calling, considering it being the next pickup for a low-key on the search for a signature scent. Well, Bree, one thing I can for sure tell you is there's so many things to consider with Ex Nihilo. So Santal 33, or sorry, Santal Calling is somewhat popular, but it's not the most popular fragrance from their like top 10. It's kind of like somewhat purchased. Ex Nihilo fragrances, if you're not getting the extrait version, are typically wear closer to skin. So that's another factor. If you're looking for a signature scent that is very loud, you really won't get that with a lot of the selections from Ex Nihilo. With Ex Nihilo, because you're paying a lot of money and you're not going to get a discounted price. Well, I take that back. Santal Calling, I think, is one of the fragrances you can get on Olfactory for, you know, under 200 bucks. But you still got to put your nose on it first, because even if you like the smell, you have to wear it for a whole day to make sure the money you spend on it is going to stay, you know, you got to make sure as a woman the projection is correct, the sillage is correct for what you want to use it for. Now, I'm a big advocate of Ex Nihilo. I went there, I know the rep from Ex Nihilo, sweet lady. I've tried like tons of Ex Nihilo fragrances and worn a lot. I'm a big fan of that house. But if you're going to spend the money on an Ex Nihilo fragrance, you have to love it. And right now, Santal Calling is not blind buy worthy. Now for me, yeah, I can't even recommend the three I have outside of Fleur Narcotique. If you, that I will say is blind buy worthy. If you are a woman, you must smell Fleur Narcotique Extrait. I have the OG, which I still love, but Fleur Narcotique Extrait is absolutely magical. I think it's a unisex, feminine-leaning fragrance that men must wear. But on a woman, it's incredible. Babe, I might get you that. I'm gonna let you try Fleur Narcotique. But you like florals.
If it has something else with it.
This is champagne and florals. You love champagne. Don't start. And I don't know why you're still working. Chanel's Le Lion. Absolute fire. Fire. Matter of fact. You want to talk signature scent? Le Lion or Coromandel from Chanel. Oh my gosh. Cover your nose, babe. Appreciate the time, Zhao. I appreciate your presence. What fragrance can I wear to catch Khaleesi? Fleur Narcotique Extrait. You can land the dragon. How close would you say Legends Night Drive is to... Speed Legends, the original Speed Legends is to Night Drive? Not at all. Not at all. To me, the intensity of the two difference and the tone difference between the two, like, I don't think it's one where you should anticipate getting Speed Legends. First off, you're not even gonna get Night Drive. Let's just say that. So that question is somewhat irrelevant, because even if you wanted to get Night Drive, you can't. So for all intensive purposes, if you like Speed Legends, get Speed Legends. But if you were in a position to get Night Drive, don't think that you're just going to get Speed Legends more intense. To me, they felt much different in terms of tone. Thoughts on Byredo as a house in general, price-wise? Are the fragrances worth it? Oh my gosh, that's a tough question. All right, so in full transparency, I was about to say, I am not a woman. In full transparency. This is when you think too far ahead when you're trying to make a point. It's like that Jamaican guy on that cruise. Listen, man. I can't say that on camera. They'll shut my stream down. All right. This is not going to be helpful at all, but I'm still going to share it with you because maybe it'll do something for you. I think Byredo shouldn't exist. And the reason why is because, so here's the goofy setup with Byredo. Byredo has contracts with a lot of 5-star hotels. And so their brand recognition is insane in the vacation space because you're going to find a lot of Byredo in hotels and showers and spas and stuff like that, golf courses, massage parlors that are all of hotel style, right? So they completely price their stuff to be like prestigious 5-star luxury type stuff. And the craftsmanship on it doesn't match the price ask, but I do respect them because it's like, if Byredo was sold in Bath and Body Works, I would be a big fan of Byredo. Like at that price point, like I feel like Byredo should be priced where Replica is from Mason Margiela. Like you should never pay more than $100 for a Byredo. Even the ones that I'm a fan of, you know, the Vanille Antique, the Ball de Freaks, the Bibliotheques, the Gypsy Water, you know, all that stuff, they shouldn't be priced at more than $100. Number one, because in most cases the performance, and number two, their scents ain't really built like that. Like they've got a lot of high quality, but a lot of stuff has a very hotel feel. It's either super experimental or super hotel, just got out of a spa or a shower in a 5-star hotel. I'm gonna go walk butt naked on my balcony because no one can see me, and I have VIP and I'm eating shrimp and caviar in the morning for breakfast. Like it's just a very posh hotel experience when you smell their stuff. It's because that's kind of their aesthetic that they market to. But there's a huge markup for that, and a lot of stuff smells great but has no longevity. And the very few that do have decent longevity, I would never pay over $100 for. So, you know, to answer the question, like, with that being said, I've had several, I don't want to say several like it's a lot. I've had a couple of women jump into the comment section of my videos and say something like, Biblioteca is my signature scent. And I wish their profile pictures were in their account name so I can evaluate, and I know this sounds crazy, but so I can evaluate whether they're a person with like a unique look or they look like somebody who doesn't wear their fragrances to, you know, fit in or complement a space. They're just kind of unique individuals because then that would kind of help put some context to it. But by and large, I think my opinion on it is true. But I have had a few women reach out and name Gypsy Water or Bibliotheque or Ball de Freak as their signature scent. But it's a very small number, and I still think they're like incredibly overpriced for the longevity reasons, and because it's like when you go to a massage parlor or a 5-star hotel and you're shampooing with their really good stuff and conditioning, it smells amazing, but you would never pay extra to have that. It's just nice to have it in the hotel. You feel nice. That's why I feel like if they were priced appropriately, then you would pay for like a normal luxury hair care product or something, similar prices as Byredo. But for what they're asking for, they're just pricing themselves out of the market. But they don't care because they're still going to put all their fragrances in the hotels and stuff and upcharge regular everyday people. Now, If you can score, here's what I'll say. Let me end on this. Number one, always wear Byredo before you buy Byredo, because you got to make sure that they last on your skin, because a lot of their fragrances literally are made out of, you know, Poland spring water, and they fade away quickly. That's another thing I hate, is because a lot of the stuff has the hotel feel. They're very good at smelling incredible for the first hour or two, and then it's completely gone after that. So make sure you find one that at least gives you more than 2 hours of a good experience and a good time to find which fragrance you both like, and that gives you some longevity. And then once you find the fragrances you want, for me, I really enjoy Vanille Antique because it's an eau de parfum and it lasts a long time, and I enjoy Bal de Freak. Those are the standouts to me. The other ones are a little too unique for me, but whatever. Once you find a Byredo fragrance you like, you should go on the Whatnot app, because the Whatnot app has a lot of individual people that bulk ordered Byredo that can't sell it, and will give you a Byredo fragrance for like $80 to $100 for 100 ml. So that's my number one suggestion. And I hope that was helpful. I know that was long-winded. Princesso, what up? Kicks, would you say Legends Night Drive signature worthy? Yeah, because I feel like Speed Legends Night Drive is like, I love it, but I'm about to be 37. You know what I mean? I don't think it's a fragrance that somebody 25 and under would smell, and they would think it smells really good, but I don't think signature scent worthy. I don't know. But I think for a grown man, like, the texture that comes with it is crazy. And then when you hear the story behind it, like, yeah, it's built like that. It certainly would be signature from the standpoint that, you know what your best bet is to do? Go on Speed Legends and Speed Legends Night Drive and look at fragrances similar to on Fragrantica and start with one of the recommendations. Speed Legends Night Drive is a fairly basic smell with a whole lot of texture. So it's kind of like, the scent is very simple, but extremely luxurious because of the texture and facets that come with it. It's hard to explain. Out of all of those, I would say either Jimmy Choo Man, if you need the fragrance mostly for work, or Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Eau Intense if you are looking for a casual, everyday scent outside of work. The other ones suck to me. The Spice and Wood have the same vibe as Royal Oud. Different occasions. Brother, what's your favorite perfume? I don't have a favorite. I mean, I tell people I don't have a favorite, I have a problem. You know? Could you pick a favorite from this list? Probably not. I don't carry trash on my shelf. So like, if I walked through, you know, any fragrance, my Serge Lutens, my Bulgari, my Tres Oros, my Quercia, my Le Leon, Amouage, my Boss Bottled, my Imaginary Authors, my Maison Francis Curtijan, my Roja, my Guerlain, like, none of those suck. Hotel fragrances, to me, it's not worth it. Yeah. Thank you for sniping, man. Thank you for the answer, SB. Wore Bal de Freak all day today, and it performed really well on skin, but the price is out of pocket. I will try to find it for a deal. Yeah, so Bree, one thing, okay, so here's 2 ideas to try. Actually, okay, I'm gonna tell you something, Bree, that if you're not too much into clones, is gonna sound crazy, but I think this would like be a crazy good play for you if you could get Bal de Freak. Okay, so there's a Bal de Freak clone that I'm a big fan of right here. This is called Vibrant Vetiver Delight from Amir. You can get this fragrance for like 20, 30 bucks out the door. And this is like 85, one of the best atomizers in the freaking game on this. It's one of the sexiest atomizers. Let me see if I can spray it from a distance. Just crazy, crazy dispersion. It's about 85% close to Ball to Freak. It's got that expensive Sprite smell, you know, expensive Sprite, expensive 7-Up. But, you know, the only thing it lacks is that earthy wetness that Ball to Freak has, that kind of earthy backbone. So this is a great, and this has monstrous performance. Like it's only like 2 feet of projection, but it lasts like 10 hours plus. This is a great option. So a cool concept might be is to cop this and then maybe get a Ball to Freak as an oil dabber and wear the oil dabber, you know, behind the neck, on the pulse points in the neck area. So you have real Ball to Freak on, but put this as a base underneath. And that'll carry the Ball to Freak DNA all day long. Some people who have Ball to Freak but don't have the performance, but they already bought Ball to Freak, I tell them to buy this, because if you wear this under Ball to Freak will last in eternity. Another concept is if somebody doesn't have Ball to Freak money, hasn't bought Ball to Freak, then I'll actually tell them to look into Lafayette Street or Bond Number 9's Greenwich Village or Parfum de Marly Greenlee. Sometimes you can get those as an oil dabber. Go to houseofmatt.com. Houseofmatt, MATT.com. And you can get an oil like, let me see if I can find something. And we're going to wrap it up soon, guys. So you very well could find a Ball to Freak oil. And so if I only had this, I would get a Ball to Freak oil, or in this case, a Bond Number 9 Greenwich Village or a Lafayette Street oil, and dab up on that and then put this under that. And the oils cost like $5, $10 and they'll last forever. So there's a concept as well. You know, you could start with this and then eventually just get a travel spray of Ball to Freak because you'll use a lot less. You put mostly this on your skin and then just put a couple, 2-3 sprays of Ball to Freak. And if you only have like a 10, 15 ml of Ball to Freak, you put that on the outside and it'll just push forever. You don't need that many sprays of Ball to Freak. But yeah, so those are some ideas that you could try. I've tried all of them actually because I used to have Ball to Freak. Hope that's helpful. Bo, que lo que? Thank you for the answer. Bo, what up, baby? Been watching those videos, man. I'm like a ninja on your channel. I try to I'm always liking and, you know, doing all the data for you, but I need to comment more. What up, world? Good to see you, brother. Vinny, what up? Have you tried Latafa Confidential? I have not yet, Vinny. I'm just now getting back into the clone world. As you can see, we're rolling out a bunch of stuff. You guys saw me make my post recently on the new Profondo Perfumo 6 ml or 6 ounce DNAs that came out from Arabiat Prestige. You know, I've got a lot more than that in terms of clones, but you know, we've got the indigenous ginger from Goldfield and Banks that came out, Pacific Rock Moss, Greenlee. What are some other clones that I recently got? Yeah, Nusuk Salwa. There's a couple other ones that I'm forgetting. You know, Goldfield and Banks Pacific Rock Moss clone, Greenlee clone, Amouage Outlands clone. Oh, a beautiful Arabian's Tonka clone. This is goat sauce. This right here is goat sauce. If you want to replace Instant Crush and Arabian's Tonka, which to me are basically the same thing, this right here, I haven't talked about it yet, is God tier. Like, lasts forever, nailed the DNA. There is a perfumer that I met that if he bottled this, could outsell all the Arabians Tonkas clones because his longevity is absolutely insane. But this right here is insane. This is insane. That's in runnings of clone of the year, easily in the top 5 for sure. Paris Corner Vibrant Vetiver Delight, yes. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you, SB. Mike, appreciate you always. Greenlee, facts on the Vibrant Vetiver Delight. It's fantastic for the money, yes. Very helpful, appreciate that. Anytime, anytime. And honestly, like, aside from the fact that Vibrant Vetiver Delight just lacks a little bit of that wet, earthy richness that Baldafreak has, that aside, I love wearing Vibrant Vetiver Delight. It's one of the funnest, most easy to wear vetiver fragrances of all time. Again, it smells like expensive 7-Up or expensive Sprite, but I like it, man. It's low key, it's fun, it's fresh as crap. Like, if I put Lafayette Street or Greenwich Village on top of that, I'm like a freaking green Sprite splash. You know what I mean? What up, Alex? What Socrat lacks? Anything to upgrade? So I'm evaluating that right now. I'm evaluating that because I've always told people to get Socrat, but obviously the thing Socrat has never had is crazy performance. It's good performance, but it's definitely the type of performance you have to re-up on halfway through the day. So number one, I think Arabiat Prestige is slowly moving into my top 3 best clone houses. And nobody makes Profumo clones. So for me, I had to buy it because if it can give me Profumo with the longevity, then it is valid for conversation for 2 reasons. Number one, Socrat doesn't have insane longevity. And number 2, the biggest selling point of this fragrance is that it's 6 ounces. Do you guys understand this? Let me sit this on my shoulder. I have a big head, so this isn't even good proportions. But look at this. It is almost this, like, when you set this next to my head, it truly shows how much me and Humpty Dumpty are related. When you put a small shape next to a large shape, like, look, I look like the number 10 right now, guys. But yeah, if you can just see how large this is, it is the size of my face. So the fact that if you could get Profumo 6 ounces, 180 ml, and get equal to or more performance than Socrat, this then beats out Socrat. If you have Socrat, don't buy this unless you are madly in love with Profumo like I am, and you know you're going to buy Socrat down the road when you run out anyway, and then you have a 6 ounce. And with this 6 ounce, you will never have to buy Profumo ever again for the rest of your life. Now, I was curious about Profondo because they have the same value proposition. Can the Profondo beat out the other Profondo clones? And if so, you get 6 ounces, 180 ml. Now, these are two DNAs that truly you can wear every day. I look at Profondo and Profumo as the day and night Kid Cudi fragrance. You know, you wear Profondo in the day, it's more citric, it's more vibrant, and you wear Profumo at night, you get a little bit of incense and patchouli, a little bit stronger. It's got a slightly dark tone. So for me, getting 6 ounces of each of these fragrances, these are like Roman candles. To get 6 ounces of each of these fragrances is actually a crazy amount of utility, because if you're somebody with a small collection, you can wear this every day. Special occasions, evenings, nights out, you can wear this every day. So these are the most wearable DNAs of all time, in my opinion. So the 6 ounce proposition is crazy good value for the money. And I think they did a fantastic job. Now, I'm still evaluating the closeness of it versus Socrat, but I do think this is the richer fragrance so far. I need to let it macerate. Yeah, newly released. Arabiat Prestige Rays, R-A-E-E-S. Vibrant Vetiver Delight has been a part of my clones for years that didn't get taken out from my collection when I sell some. Yeah, there you go. That's a lot from Joel. Okay, guys. Hey, we're getting quite a ways to the bottom. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. You'll have a great time over here. I'm going to give you guys a minute to, let's do this. I'm going to give you guys a minute to put your questions, and then I'm going to give you guys some exclusive info that nobody has. So I will tell you guys all of the upcoming reviews that are coming up, and then we'll sign out. I can't even get into this box. The heck is this? I forgot I even had these, guys. These are some new, not new, new to me. So the Latafa Pride line with, you know, vintage radio and all that stuff, in the Art of Arabia and all that. There were a bunch of Latafa Pride collection that a lot of people didn't know about, and I found these 20 mLs, so I had a dealer send me a lot of the Latafa Pride collection that not a lot of people have reviewed. So maybe I'll review that and put these in the giveaway as well, these 20 mLs, and these fragrances are bangers. I don't want to pull out my giant decant pack because I'm like, if I pull it out, it's gonna like literally get everywhere. Pause. But I've got hundreds of stuff to evaluate for you guys. I'm really excited about it. Also, if you look at my collection behind me, there's probably at least over 100 bottles that haven't been reviewed yet. None of my vintage has been reviewed. So I even got a bunch of new discovery sets in. This Thalia Sodi, never heard of this. We've got that. We've got the Electimus. We've got the Zaharoff Discovery set. We've got the Tuscany one from Italy. Forget the name of this. It's always so hard to say. We've got the Molinard. Ducci Giardini di Toscana. You know, the one with Bianco Latte in it, but this has like a lot of them. So, I mean, just in discovery sets alone, I've got over 100 fragrances that we need to review. So there's a lot coming this year, guys. Like, I'm going to take a big break away from buying fragrances because, like, I went nuts last week. Like, I've got 3 Nishanes coming in. I've got actually so much fragrances coming in this week. I'm going to stop. I'm going to go cold turkey because if I didn't buy a single fragrance for the rest of the year, you guys wouldn't know. I could drop a new review for 2 years straight without buying another fragrance, and we will be just fine on this channel. So I'm gonna chill, but yeah, we're gonna keep cranking these reviews out. I'm gonna roll, guys. No, I'm for sure stopping. Trust me. I already took the money out my account, so I gave it to my wife. I said, hey, listen, this money can't sit in this account. We cannot sit this money in this account. I have hit my max. And to be truthful, and I'm sure this is what every collector says, the only reason I bought the last 20 fragrances, that already, you know, gives up my cover, right? The only reason I bought the last 20 fragrances is because the deal I got on them was one that I said, I will never see this deal ever again. I was getting $100 100 mil Nishanes, guys. Like, come on. Can you pass that up? You just can't. Guys, I love y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. More importantly, turn on notifications. Please subscribe if you're new here. I drop videos every single day. Tons of videos. We just switched to 4K, so now you can watch me on a big screen, and you could see, as Kik said earlier, you can see my freckles. Doing a lot more concept videos. We're going to scale down off the reviews and do more concept, more practical daily stuff soon. More interviews. just a ton of stuff, but I'm tired as heck. If I didn't answer a question you asked, copy and paste it in the comment section below. I will get back to it first thing in the morning. But thank you guys so much. Always tell people I would not go live unless you guys asked questions, and you always ask a lot of thoughtful questions. Really appreciate it. And until next time, man, y'all stay blessed. Hey, listen, it's only Monday. Monday killed me today, man. I didn't get home till 8:30. I hope y'all's Monday was better than mine, because mine was just hectic. So I'm gonna go take a shower and get my bald, black, Humpty Dumpty self to bed. So y'all be blessed, man. Until next time, peace.